Hey, and welcome or welcome back, whichever applies to you, to Why Not Make. My name's Colin, and this is my channel for doing usually electronics projects, recently just weird stuff, but today we are going to do a little recap on some projects of the past. Now, project one of the day is what I have named the Super Nintendo Boombox because it's a Super Nintendo that I put inside a boombox. And holy moly, this is probably the only Super Nintendo boombox like this, unless it's not, but I think it is. Now, I put a Super Nintendo Classic into this part of the boombox inside. So I took this back part off. Well, you can see here, this is going to be upside down now, but I have the controller ports, and this is for HDMI out. It's so embarrassing if I can't get it up. Alright, so you have HDMI out. So you can plug the boombox into a TV to make the whatever is on this screen mirrored on the television. This resets it to go back to your home screen, and then you can pick your game. And hopefully it's a good one. Two can play at this. The screen, of course, doesn't get any bigger the more people that are there. It is a pretty small screen that's on the Super Nintendo Boombox, but the nice part is you do have the ability to plug into a full screen TV. I don't have that demonstrated today for this video because I just don't, but you can do it. I would recommend it because this is only good for things like airplanes, subways, small delis and things like that. The rest of the time, you're going to be able to play it on a normal TV. So I recommend this boombox for anybody out there who is going to be finding themselves traveling on a daily basis and needs the compactness of the Super Nintendo with the same features as the full-size boombox. You still get the radio, your tape player, you have a boombox that's, I guarantee the sound on this thing will blow somebody's ears off on the block. But the real reason I think I would recommend this, I'm just kidding, I wouldn't recommend this anyway. Project number 2 of the day is a flashlight I made. So what we have here is a ice cream maker that my sister's family gave me and my wife for our wedding, which was in 2009. So this is part of a nice ice cream set that she gave us, and the motor broke. And so then what did I do? I didn't throw it away. I took it apart more, and I kept this stainless steel to do something later with it. Now, I didn't know at the time what I would do with it, but this is what I made. I made a flashlight that is very bright. It has a 100-watt LED chip in there. So the chip is mounted onto a big heat sink, which I think I've got an old computer heat sink like apparatus in here. Now, I'm not telling you guys to do anything like I'm doing here, but this is how it works. So you use a LiPo battery, which is the more dangerous batteries that are out there. So that's why you gotta be careful, like this. And then you run that battery through a voltage, like a DC voltage boost converter to get it up to like 33 volts. And it's, I guess at that point, running at like 3 amps because it's not 100-watt LED, but it's running a lot of current. I don't know if it's gonna turn on. Oh, it did, and my fan's working. So it's super bright. I don't think I should shine it like, it's kind of like the sun. So you can see how bright it is, and it's really bright. It doesn't really do anything else other than be a really bright flashlight. I 3D printed this holder for this computer fan to go in the back. That way it would exhaust, and then I think I meant to poke some holes in here. I don't think I have yet. So it's meant to exhaust or pull air. I think it's missing the holes now that we talk about it. That's embarrassing because I didn't have to tell you. But truth is, you live and learn. The things that are dangerous about this are a lot of things. Like if you leave it going for a long time, it could start a fire, or if you put it in water, it could start a fire, or if you just probably leave it hooked up on accident for a long time, it could probably start a fire. If you do anything wrong when you're charging it, you'd start a fire. So those kind of things I'm not recommending to most people, and I do take the battery out every time I use it because I don't want to start a fire. Here's something else I made, which is the, now this is actually my lens for the flashlight. Oops. So if you ever want to, sometimes this isn't bright enough and you want to make it brighter. So you take something like this, which I made out of a paint can and a Fresnel lens that is going to focus that beam right down into like a little light torpedo. So if you ever want it to be even more blinding, you can add this. Now, after I made that flashlight, I thought to myself, I love a good flashlight, but I also love a good headlamp. I don't know about the normal person, but I use my headlamp a lot, and I'm not even outside, which is probably not what you guys use your headlamp for. But yeah, I'm 90% inside when I'm using my headlamp because I'm trying to see what I'm doing, and sometimes I would like a little more light. Just to explain this story. So when I did have that feeling, I made this, which is, I don't know if it'll show well on camera, but it is my headlamp that I made. Now, the reason I made this was just to see if I could make the brightest headlamp like I think anyone's made. You're going to use the same battery, and did I mention that this is the dangerous battery? So you're gonna take extra precautions, and you're probably not going to want to do this because you're going to strap this to your head. And if it shorts out on you, you'll probably explode your head. So don't do this. Oh, I know what I did. Because this is dangerous and the battery's in here with the controller and everything, that really could start a fire at any moment, and we're aware of that, and we're trying to take our precautions by not strapping it to our head. So when I designed this headlamp, I thought that the danger of having that battery strapped to your head in a poor manner would probably be dangerous. So I did think about that, and what I did was I used the, this is the headlamp. This is going to hold right there if you use your minds. So this is the headlamp, and we've got some nice features on that. We've got a little bit of cloth here to kind of make it smooth against your head. The electrical tape for structure, and then this cord down here actually is going to be your connection to the main battery and power cell. This is really bright, so you are running a 100-watt LED through this little lens here, and then this is a heat sink. Now, if you use this for more than about 2 minutes, it's going to start to burn your head, even through all this electrical tape. I don't know if it's going to work. Is it working? No, of course it's not working. I'll be able to see it because it's bright. Now we do have some safety things on here, like I have a fuse back here, and that's about it. It's making a weird noise. Let's just undo it. Now safety first. So since it's making such a weird noise and we're going to strap it to our body, we're just going to not show how to, we're not going to be able to demonstrate the actual product here. So we're not going to be able to demonstrate this today because it was, unfortunately, when I put the battery in, I haven't been using it lately for anything, and it was making a weird noise and it kind of made me scared, which is just part of any project, meaning that safety first. 100 watt LED bulb chip, sorry, it's a chip, which is about 9,000 lumens, so that is really bright. That headlamp is incredibly bright. I don't think there's another headlamp out there that is brighter than my headlamp, so I'm just saying, unless you made a headlamp out of these electronics, which if you did that, then it's probably brighter than mine because yours works better. But other than that, there's no on the market headlamp that's brighter, and I'm throwing down the gauntlet. This is old TV, and I put a Super Nintendo into it with a actual projector. So this is a little projector in here that will project your Super Nintendo games onto a screen, and you can plug your controllers in there and reset it, and it has a battery inside, and you can charge it basically through this cord. So that's another thing I've been working on. Now, it's obviously, oh dear Lord, got a little bit of, it just needs a little bit of love. And let me just tighten the screws down a little more. Oh geez, it's really rock solid. Okay. And on that note, I want to bring up our next project, which is this boombox. I think this might be one that has given me a little bit of trouble because I got this at an auction, I don't know, 6 months ago, and got it to work, got it to sound okay, and then I put an Amazon Echo into it, which made it more complicated, and it was working, and it usually works, but the problem is I don't have internet here, so I was trying to do it off of my phone on a hotspot, which I was unable to do consistently, and so that's probably the wrong detail that you guys weren't interested in that, but the reality is it is a cool boombox. It's a old Zenith, which does not mean it's great, but it has, I put Amazon Echo input in there and a battery, and then internally wire that into the auxiliary channel. So next time I will, well, I have a video out where I think I show people this, but next time I will actually get the internet hooked up for it. So what else do we have going on here? That's it. Hey, thank you guys again for watching this incredibly not structured video, which I don't know ahead of time what we're going to do because no one sends me any instructions, and I don't really think about it until I'm actually just kind of sitting here. So thank you for bearing with me, but I hope you enjoyed some of the projects that I have worked on over the last couple of years, and the reason for sharing them is really just to see if I can inspire anybody else, because I get inspired by seeing what other people are doing, and even though I don't know how to be a great teacher about it, I can at least say, hey, if you want to do something weird with that boombox, you can definitely do it, and you might surprise me. So if you have some ideas for me, I would love to hear them, and if they're not weird, then I don't want to hear them, because if you tell me just to leave that poor boombox alone, I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to worry about it at all either. So But appreciate you guys being here. But thanks.